How far are you willing to go for something you are passionate about? For your family, for your pride as a man? No Other Choice follows the story of a man that has been let go by a company he has worked for 25 years. So in the midst of desperation, he decides to eliminate the competition so he can relinquish his old job back. This was a different yet unique approach for a storyline, at least for me. It shows you what desperation can do to a person. Being unemployed is a terrible thing to go through. Not only does it feel like your life is at a standstill, but it also feels like you're being dragged away from progression and straight into depression. It's one thing to lose your job. It's another thing when you're stuck at home, applying for vacancies for months, or even worse, years, and still not land a single job. It hurts and demotivates you even more when you're forced to apply for jobs even you don't want to due to circumstances. In this movie, we solely focus on three men who are unemployed and are experts in the same field. Yu Man-soo is our main character, who in the beginning of the movie has been given a task to provide names of the people whom he thinks should be retrenched. But he is against it and planned on letting the higher ups know that it isn't fair to lay off people who have their own lives and families to maintain. Of which in turn, he is also one of the people that were let go. You see him go through a tough time trying to cope with the sudden change in his life, from having to cut costs to survive with his family, to even working a remedial job. Throughout history, man is seen as the provider of the house. You go to work every day so you can earn enough money to sustain a living for yourself and for your family. It's a point of pride that sticks with every man. It fulfills us, knowing we're doing what it takes to maintain and sustain a living. But when you lose your job and you remain unemployed for so long, it starts to eat you up. You start to feel less of a man, emasculated, vulnerable, less than a man. Yes, there are more ways than one of being supportive as a man, and being a provider is one of them. So when you lose that title, you start to feel everything around you differently. You even start to suspect things such as your wife cheating on you or your kids thinking less of you. It affects your mind immensely. So much so that you fall into depression, where you sulk all day, drink a lot, do drugs, elicit erratic behavior. You see these reactions from the men in this movie. Now as for Yu Man-soo, as more time passes, no ideal job for him, you start to see him realize that competition is fierce, so why not make things easier and guaranteed for me to get my ideal job, simply by eliminating competition. He went from someone who stands for people to not lose their jobs, to making sure he unalives his competition so that they don't take the job he wants. And you can tell these three men are very passionate about their careers and how much it means for them. Yu Man-soo is the person that really took the saying by any means necessary to heart. I honestly felt really bad for Boomer. He had lost all hope. He turned into a slob, he drank a lot, and on top of that, his wife is cheating on him. The scene where he got a call for an interview, only for it to be coming from Yu Man-soo because he didn't want him to see his wife cheating on him, was actually very heartbreaking to watch. Now, as a person who's still unemployed for over a year now, I can definitely resonate with all three of the men in the movie. Yes, even with Yu Man-soo, because since I have been unemployed for so long, and I will admit I'm definitely at my worst depressive state currently. How long will this go on for? I will never know. But the fact that it has been this long for me makes me more pessimistic every day, especially since the rate of unemployment in South Africa is shockingly high. I see the main struggle with the changes in their lives, the struggles they go through as men, their passion and yearning for their careers, and for one person in the movie having no other choice but to do everything in his power to secure that job by any means necessary. Now, I'm giving this movie a 9 out of 10. I honestly never appreciated it after my first watch, but after looking back on it 2 weeks ago, thinking about it and actually realizing how good the movie is, I had to rewatch it to confirm how I feel about it.